This week on Morning Mika, a movement going global.
The co-host of The Morning Joe and the founder of Know Your Value.
I want to start, just launch. Let's start with a question. How many of you can tell me what your brand is in 20 seconds or less?
Anyone in the audience want to tell Mika her brand?
Good morning, Orlando. Good morning, Boston.
San Francisco, what a beautiful city.
Good morning, Chicago. How are you? How many of you can put a number on your value right now? We're here today to learn how to stand up for yourself.
This woman is a Know Your Value woman.
Today, we're going to learn some skills on you being a fierce advocate for yourself. Know your value. Those are 3 words that I am incredibly passionate about.
What you just saw was the evolution of Know Your Value, dating back to my very first event in Hartford, Connecticut, back in 2014. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years since that event at a Marriott Hotel ballroom. Low budget, barely any staff, and yet hundreds of women crammed in there, a waiting list, walk-ins making a line out the door. Women who were drawn to 3 words: Know Your Value. All of a sudden, it was a show that we took on the road all across America, partnering with Comcast and NBC.
You are not there because they need a woman. You are not there because they need a person of color. You are there because you are all that and a bag of chips.
When I published my first book in 1982, that was a big aha moment.
I spent a huge amount of time listening. What I learn and what I hear and what I put into practice is my form of confidence.
You do need friends when you're going through things.
Yeah.
And I don't like to feel bad. I'm very positive, so I just take any lemon and I just make a really good lemonade and then I sell it.
This event stands for the proposition that we need to own our ambition, be strong, speak out, and change the world.
I sort of ignore the drama and try to proceed with the work.
The work is so important to me. I really never want to let the customer down. And that's where I find my way to listening when I don't want to listen.
If you don't have a seat at the table, you're probably on the menu.
I'm more effective as a friend, I'm more effective as a parent, I'm more effective in my job because I have the clarity to know that no matter what, I'm going to be there for myself.
In 2021, the Know Your Value movement took on a whole new meaning with our 50 over 50 lists and partnership with Forbes, spotlighting the women around the world who are rewriting the rules for life and work in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. We are now almost 4 years in, and the lists validate what most women over 50 already knew. We have arrived. And they instantly went global with 50 over 50, not only in the US, but in Asia, Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. We bring the lists to life with 2 events a year, one in New York City, the other in Abu Dhabi for the Forbes and Know Your Value annual 3050 Summit, convening generations of the world's most impressive and ambitious women. The 3050 Summit has become the global capital of International Women's Day, with incredible global discussions on women's rights, cross-cultural, multi-generational mentoring, and yes, dancing in the desert. Dr. Jill Biden headlined our first New York event, choosing to leave her place on the list open for someone else.
We have to teach younger women how important it is to be involved in public service because, you know, we have to get more women elected to Congress. We need more women on the Supreme Court.
Yes. I'm in a quite magical place in my life right now. And to be in that magical place in your life, it takes a few ingredients. It takes knowing somebody like Mika, who tells you you can do something you're not sure you can do. It takes doing something that terrifies you, but thinking maybe you're good at it. It takes trying something new. It takes forever being curious. And the final thing it takes is this, which is being in community and supporting each other
Just listen to the power, the wisdom, the wealth, and most importantly, the joy that women are finding later in life.
Man, I feel like a woman.
Like I said a little bit earlier, the core of what I've always done from the very beginning, to escape the violence at home, to escape being hungry, a lot of things in my youth, I turned to songwriting, writing, using my imagination, creating my own world, creating my own characters, creating my own stories, taking myself out of my environment and my current situation. Escapism through writing. And when I lost my voice, all hope was not lost. I was ready to write books. I was ready to write poetry. I was ready to write music for other singers. And so I wasn't going to be stopped by that. It was just one hurdle. And I'm not saying I was going to be okay with it. I'm not making light of it.
Right.
But I had to be ready to adapt. I often say that women, the spirit of a woman is like water. And you cannot stop the flow of water.
I am 58 years old, and this is the best decade of my life. Every single good thing that has happened to me happened after 50. And if you would have told the 15 or 16-year-old me, just hang in there, after 50, you're gonna get everything you dreamt of, I would have been so bummed out. But now that I'm sitting here, Mika, at this age, in this moment, I have the family that it was too big to even dream for. What I discovered at this stage in my life is the magic of most things is to say them out loud, even if it's just to yourself in the bathroom mirror, quietly. Because if you say it, you've put it into the universe. And one day I was walking with my friend and she said, well, we never wanted kids, said it very casually. And I stopped, and for the very first time I said, well, actually, I did. And she said, well, you never said it. And I said, well, I never said it because I couldn't have it. I don't like to say things I can't have. And all of a sudden, you guys, on that day, from speaking the words out loud, all I could see were women my age adopting kids. And suddenly, as things went, all of a sudden, I said, well, instead of saying, why, it can't be me, I just started thinking, well, why not me?
Of course.
So breaking barriers, I'm concerned that you might think breaking barriers means you're on this side of the barrier, and then you show up on that side of the barrier. And I'm like, no, there's breaking involved. And when you break things, it is painful. And you get cut, and you bleed. And it will be worth it. But be very clear, it will be and can be a very painful process. And I say that not to scare anyone, but to prepare you for what is involved in breaking barriers.
I can look back. I am standing here on top of the mountain that I have created, and I'm looking back on my 50s over 20 years ago. I'm looking back on my 30s over 40 years ago. And the reason that I'm able to stand in my truth and be the powerful woman that I am is because I took care of my own money, because I put myself first. So I'm asking all of you, with all that you have learned here, you stand in your truth and you own the power to control your destiny. And the only way that you can do that is to not be uncomfortable about speaking about money, ladies. To speak about money, because there is nothing wrong with money. Money is the foundation of your life, whether you know it or not.
I just want us to value laughter more. It is the only emotion that cannot be compelled. You can cause someone to be afraid, obviously. You can even cause somebody to think they're in love if they are kept dependent for long enough, but you can't compel anybody to laugh.
Until we have this one-to-one, we have a long way to go. Please, women, follow the money. Follow the money. We're going in the right direction psychologically, but the reality is we're not making it. Every one of us is an influencer, so everything you do does matter. You have to actively listen to have change, to have engagement. That's how things change. Talk to people that don't look like you, don't think like you. I think it's really helpful. We do not understand inclusion unless we've been excluded.
Too often, it's a lonely time when you're the only woman, or you are a woman who is in a position of having to speak up or try to make a point in a not very friendly atmosphere. Just accept the fact you have to be better prepared than anybody, no matter what your situation is. That just goes with the territory still. So just be willing to do whatever it takes to feel confident that you know whatever it is you're talking about and you have a very clear idea that you want to communicate.
Okay, so the first word that comes to your mind when I say retirement.
Hell no.
Two words. Aging.
Aging fabulous.
There you go.
It is. I'm serious. It's a graduation. It's a graduation.
I want to bring in Huma Abedin, an MSNBC contributor and the vice chair of the 3050 Summit, along with me. Huma, it's been such an action-packed 3 years since you and I teamed up. Tell us the story about how you got involved with the summit, and then ultimately how you became vice chair partners with me of the 3050 Summit. It's kind of a fun one.
It's not only is it a fun one, I think it's a part of the theme of our summit. I was promoting my book. It was a memoir I'd written late in 2021. I was traveling all over our country and was very lucky to get invitations from around the world because of my background. The book is called Both And. I often talk about being, there's a chapter in the book called Citizen of the World. And I get this invitation to come to the inaugural Forbes 3050 Summit in Abu Dhabi, and I was intrigued because, you know, I was going everywhere. I went everywhere from India to the Maldives to France, all over Europe, and there was something that was different, and the letter came from you, and there was something very different about the theme and the tone of this conference. I walked in, and number one, the audience was not just, you know, women from one country. It was women from the region, women from the U.S. and Europe. And for me, that felt very much at home because I, as you know, didn't grow up in this country. I had this ability to feel very, very much connected and also, you know, meet people from, you know, cultures and places I wasn't familiar with. This is the part that I think is really crucial about my journey. Is I went on stage, I was very, very nervous. You know that I was and am a nervous public speaker. I tell my story in an environment that I felt very, very comfortable in. You and at the time we were, you know, you had also invited Hillary Clinton to come, and at the last minute, neither of you were able to come because of the war in Ukraine had broken out a few weeks before. And so I went on unexpectedly to do a segment I had not prepared for. I did it. I wasn't sure I believed that I could do it. You told me from a phone call in wherever you were in the United States saying, you can do this. I believe you can do this. When that summit ended, you reached out and said, I think you would be a great partner for me. And I love that you use the word partner because that's how I felt since the beginning, a place where we can come together, talk about everything from arts to entrepreneurship, and have empathy for each other, hear different opinions, have uncomfortable conversations, have exciting conversations, having dancing in the desert as you showed, because I think all of the preview leading up to this discussion you and I are having is about this movement that you're building, this inspirational moment that you launched years ago, and just seeing it build and grow. I'm so honored and proud to be part of it.
Well, I absolutely love what we are all building together. And we get a lot of questions about having these hard conversations and where we do it. And we have one event in New York City, and as I mentioned, and then our summit is in Abu Dhabi each year. Explain to our viewers, if you could, why the Middle East component of this summit is so important as a backdrop for the difficult conversations that are being had globally but need to be had on a big stage.
They're important now more than ever. We have conversations in our country that are divided and uncomfortable and unpleasant. And I think it is all the more important to go to a part of the world, and you and I have this conversation all the time. There are many places in the world you cannot have the dialogue that we have.
Right.
The Middle East, which is the part of the world that I grew up in and very familiar with, we call Abu Dhabi the cultural capital of the world, the crossroads, if you will, of the world, because it's a place where you can bring women from around the region. There has been so much happening historically, both very exciting but also very challenging. There is still conflict happening in the Middle East, in parts of Africa. And this allows for us to bring women and leaders from other parts of the world to say, look, it's not just about what's happening in America, which is obviously important. We are going to be leaders on the global stage until the end of time. But bringing more partners to the table, having those conversations, having a host government that understands the importance of having these conversations, and bringing together women from the region, Middle Eastern women, African women, Asian women, of course, in addition to women from Europe and across America. And we will continue to have conversations that are electric, exciting, difficult, and inspiring.
Yeah. And we are grateful to have those conversations there, and also to be able to mentor in a local school and really give back and bring our ideas to the Middle East.